What would you do to create a lasting memory? In the bustling, electrifying streets of 1960s London, a young Richard Branson, driven by an irrepressible desire to create and innovate, found himself at a critical juncture. The cultural tides were shifting, with the air thick with spirit of rebellion and freedom, echoed by the tunes of the Beatles and Stones. It was in this milieu of transformative energy that Richard's vision for a brand that embodied adventure, creativity, and risk-taking began to take its shape. Richard was far from your typical schoolboy, struggling with dyslexia, stifled by the conventional schooling system. He was always dreaming bigger, always questioning why, and imagining what could be. His entrepreneurial spirit was not merely about making money. It was about impact, about creating something that resonated deeply with people's aspirations and sense of adventure. From the outset, Richard understood that building a strong brand was not just about offering a product or a service. It was about crafting an identity that spoke directly to the heart of his audience. He envisioned a brand that stood for more than just commerce. A brand that resonated and represented a lifestyle, a set of values, a philosophy of pushing boundaries and daring to be different. This vision came to life with the creation of Student Magazine, his first venture that aimed to capture the voice and spirit of the youth, disillusioned by the traditional media. The magazine was a platform of change for advocacy on issues that mattered to the youth, such as the Vietnam War, the sexual revolution, and cultural liberation. It was here that Richard began to solidify the foundational elements that would eventually become the Virgin brand. The launch of Student Magazine was Richard's initial foray into building a brand identity. He started small, operating from a basement, with a team that believed in communication that was open, authentic, and resonated with the youth culture of the time. Richard's approach was very hands-on, grassroots. He was involved in everything from writing articles to even selling advertising in the space. This approach not only built the magazine's reputation, but also established Richard as a figure synonymous with innovation and defiance of the norms. Student was more than just a publication. It was the embodiment of a brand that was unafraid to challenge the status quo and speak truth to power. This resonated with the young people across the UK, who were eager to see change in their society and found a voice in Branson's venture. As the magazine grew, so did its influence, and Richard's understanding of power of cohesive brand image deepened. He ensured that every touchpoint with the audience, whether through the content of the magazine or customer service, echoed their core value of the brand. The consistency played a critical role in building the trust and loyalty among his audience, setting the stage for all future enterprises under the Virgin banner. Richard's early experiences with Student Magazine highlighted a key insight. A strong brand must have a clear and compelling identity that transcends its products or service. It must evoke emotional response, inviting customers not just to buy, but to belong as well. Following the success of Student Magazine, Richard Branson was now poised to elevate his endeavors to new heights. With the Virgin brand gaining recognition for its bold, innovative identity, Richard set his sights on the music industry, an area ripe for this kind of disruptive innovation he was known for. The year was 1972, and the cultural landscape was still pulsing with the energy, a perfect backdrop for the birth of the Virgin Records. Virgin Records was conceived not just as a music label, but as a manifesto of Richard's brand philosophy, to challenge the established norms and champion the underdog. The music industry at the time was dominated by a few major labels that wielded tremendous control over artists and their music. Richard saw an opportunity to create a different kind of music label, one that would give artists creative form and fairer share of their success. With the music label established, Richard turned to expanding the Virgin brand in other areas. Each venture, whether successful or not, was approached with the same philosophy of innovation and quality at the forefront. Virgin megastores, for instance, transformed music retail by creating spaces where customers could not only buy music, but experience it in an engaging, community-focused environment. These expansions were not without challenges. The music industry was notoriously tough, and financial pressures were constant. However, Richard's commitment to the brand identity as a disruptor kept them on course. He believed that every business under the Virgin umbrella should enhance the brand's central message of creativity and customer focus. As the Virgin ventured into new industries, from airlines to cola, the consistency of its brand identity became its greatest strength. Virgin Atlantic, launched in 1984, was a testament to Richard's vision of shaking up industries that had grown complacent, offering a more fun and customer-focused experience at a time when air travel seemed to be mundane. Virgin Atlantic became known for its exceptional service, innovative amenities, and cheeky advertising. Richard understood that to maintain and grow a brand's presence, he had to ensure that each new venture aligned closely with the Virgin core values. This alignment was crucial in not only attracting customers, but also in maintaining their loyalty across different products and services. The brand's adventurous and youthful spirit had to be palpable, whether one was buying a music album or buying a flight, maybe even choosing a mobile phone service. As the new millennium approached, Richard Branson's Virgin Group had become more than just a conglomerate. It had become a beacon of innovation and adventurous spirit across multiple industries. This phase of Richard's career was about cementing the legacy of the Virgin brand and ensuring its longevity in a rapidly changing world. The Virgin brand, under Richard's stewardship, focused on creating impactful experiences that not only attracted customers, but also made a positive impact on society and the environment. One of Virgin's most audacious ventures was Virgin Galactic. Launched with a vision of democratizing space travel, Virgin Galactic extended the brand's identity into the final frontier of space. This move was symbolic of the brand's core values of adventurous, breaking barriers. Despite facing significant technical challenges and setbacks, including a tragic accident. During this period, Richard also intensified his focus on global sustainability and social issues, reflecting a deepening of the brand's identity towards responsible business practices on top of innovation. The unity of Virgin brands across diverse ventures was no accident. It was the result of Richard's meticulous attention to maintaining a cohesive brand identity that resonates with adventurous customer focus and an innovation. Each Virgin business, whether it was airlines, health service, or even telecommunication, shared a common thread as it approached to challenge the industry norms and enhancing customer experience. This consistency was crucial in maintaining customer loyalty and brand integrity as Virgin expanded globally.